Today we're talking Medfield, joined by one of Medfield's top agents, Kathy Murray. Kathy, thanks for stopping by.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
You just completely shocked me offline here. Interesting stats, actually, about Medfield.
Yes.
Which are?
Did you know Medfield is the only town in the entire country that has this name?
Unbelievable. Can't believe I've been in Boston area my whole life. Did not know that. Number two.
Many of Walt Disney's movies feature Medfield College, Medfield University, or the town of Medfield, because he used to visit a friend back in the day and fly in. And if you look at Flubber and several other movies, you'll find that out.
Why would you not want to live in Medfield then? That's a no-brainer right there, right?
How many movies were filmed in Medfield too? It's the best place on earth.
It's a great place. A lot of people get caught up in the W towns in the Metro West area. Medfield is really a great place to raise your family.
It is. It's definitely a destination town. We'll get a lot of relocation buyers in who maybe want to start out in Wellesley, Needham, Dover. And I get them all into Medfield and sell the town. It's not a very difficult town to sell. It has a beautiful downtown, a very active community. People are truly caring, and the school system is top notch. I think we were number five in Massachusetts, U.S. News and World Report last year.
That's it, number five? That's pretty good.
Right there with the W towns.
What do you see?
Three of the schools above us were private.
Okay,
that's a
big deal. Medfield's right at the top.
In my book, that's number two.
And people, often talk about the W towns and their schools. Medfield is right in there.
If not above.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that might hurt some of the people that
in
are
this
around
room?
here, but that's okay. What are you seeing in the market right now when it comes to prices? And it's kind of a crazy market right now with such low inventory.
It is. Right now, we only have 22 homes on the market. 13 are under agreement. Everything's selling within average days to offer 19 days. Very low inventory, but that's really all the towns, the contiguous towns. So my guess is typical of every year, March, April, that's when the bulk of the listings will come on. But the buyer pool is huge. I can't find inventory. I just sold a house recently to someone relocating from Chicago, and you had to dig a little deeper, show them things that were off the market, withdrawn, expired listings, just to get inventory to show.
And that's what great agents do, like yourself. It's not just about viewing properties online. It's really connecting with a local agent who knows the ins and outs, the expired listings, and what's even coming on the market.
Well, that's it. You have to have a good pulse on the market, and I've been doing this full-time for over 20 years. I know every agent, and it's those relationships, that people that you can call. What do you have coming on? Or that house that you have withdrawn or expired, can I please show it? I have a relo in town, and that's how we got that one done recently. And they're very happy. So
let's talk about the relocation people coming in. That area is very common for relos.
Yes, it is.
And price point wise, it's more affordable than some of the surrounding towns.
It is. It's more affordable than Westwood, Dover, but it has everything that those towns have to offer. Maybe it's one town in off of 128, but we're surrounded by train stations. And again, beautiful downtown and top schools. So I think if you're moving to a town and you think you might be moving again for a job, you want somewhere that's going to hold its value and not drop the way it did back during the days of subprime lending. I remember 2004, 2005, it was crazy. Kind of like it is now. I mean, every open house there, I was at one this weekend in Sudbury, another great town, 75 people. And I have a buyer, a little afraid of making an offer with 75 other people interested. But that's what's going on right now. We're still in February, it's still early, it's not the spring market yet, but you want to be, I'm off track here, but you want to be in a town that's going to hold its value, and it feels like it did back in 2004, 2005. I remember those days very well, but I don't think we're going to have any problems the way we did then because we don't have the subprime issue. They're not making any more land, rates are they're going up a little bit, but they're still historically so low. Crazy. Sure. Economy's good, and if we get Amazon here, I mean, I don't think if you're in a good town that you'll have to worry as far as resale down the road, no matter what happens.
We're very lucky to live in the area that we live in.
Yeah.
Talk about relos, dealing with those people that are coming from different markets outside of Massachusetts. That's got to be a pretty tough job to engage them into what's happening here in the greater Boston area versus, let's say, the middle of the country.
It's not so hard coming from New York or California, Chicago, but then when you have people come up from the South, you know, I have other people I've been working with for well over a year, and it's sticker shock. So trying to come to terms with the prices, it really depends on where they're coming from.
Meeting with those buyers, how are you educating them right now? What are some of the main points that you're going over with them? Because it's not an easy market to enter.
It's not. Person I'm working with now just wants all the top school systems, has to be, you know, in the top 10. And I basically give them reports, detailed reports of snapshots of the market, all the analytics. And it's a matter of just getting there as fast as I can. You know, 2 houses popped up today, one in Medfield, one in Sudbury, and I'll be there tonight, first in. So it's just being nimble and quick and ready, you know.
And ready to negotiate, because a lot of these offers are coming in with multiple offers, right?
Yes, and I generally never lose a bidding war. But, you know, occasionally you do, but I know how to write an offer where we can win.
What's the secret? That's a pretty big statement.
I did lose one in Walpole recently, but other than that, I'm pretty good at it. I have a good track record. The same, you know, tricks. You want to write a personal letter, all things with a picture, all things being equal. You're still appealing to the person, the seller. That's if the listing agent passes that on. A lot of it's just having relationships with all these listing agents in the area. And if you've been in the business for as long as I am, you know them all. And you know their personalities, and just kind of how to talk to them and advocate for your buyer. It's not all price, terms, different tricks, you know, under contingencies and things. I mean, it's not like it's Brookline where you have to wipe out all your contingencies, or Cambridge, but there's still some tricks and ways to make your offer stand out.
And that's so important. People don't realize it. We talk about it all the time on the show, is connecting with a local agent who knows that market, who is known in that market, can help you negotiate. It's not as simple as just walking in there as a buyer and negotiating with the listing agent, or even communicating just through email or online. There's so much more that goes into it.
There is, and there are a lot of agents that'll, and it's unbelievable. They'll do their negotiating by text and email, and I don't advocate that at all. A little bit of that. Like if I think that the listing agent, my message isn't going to get to the seller, sometimes I will do an analysis for them and all my feedback and follow up and all that, knowing full well it's going to get forwarded on. And that's a way to help advocate for my buyer as well. So they're different. There is a lot that goes into it. I just won a bidding war in Norwood last week. You know, $399. There's a huge buyer pool for that, and it's hard to win the house. And it's not all just pay the best price. We'll do, you know, an escalating clause. There are different tricks.
And if you're trying to separate yourself in this market, especially out in the Medfield area, Kathy Murray does a great job. Kathy,
thank you.
Not KathyMurray.com. It's MedfieldRealtor.com.
Either MedfieldRealtor.com or RealtorKathyMurray.com. Yes.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
And remember, we have more tips just like this right here on Boston.com.